noodles and pan-fried dumplings. Save it. Blanca arches her back, jutting out her food baby. 15 minutes from now, after she pays a visit to the transfer room, her stomach will deflate once again. But my sister's always been one to show off her roundness, however temporary. I don't need your strategies to be named top Aegis. I'm a shoo-in for the top prize this year. Blanca knows it. I know it. Half of our eating class has placed bets on it. If I keep eating the way I have for the next 2 days, no one will even come close. Vela kun chai, top Aegis. I can taste it, hot and satisfying, like a tray of lasagna with a bubbling soy cheese crust. It's not the title I want, but the caring that it conveys. The more nutrition pills I produce, after all, the more people I'll feed. My father, the king, has 2 heirs. Within the year, he'll name either me or Blanca as his successor. He's been training both of us from a very young age to take his place. And a few months ago, the council decided that the transition to a new ruler would proceed most smoothly if the successor stayed within the royal family. We don't know what criteria the council will use to choose the successor. After all, our colony has never had to pass the reins before. But winning top Aegis sure won't hurt my chances. And so, I'd stretch my stomach lining into gauze to make sure it's me. My sister, unfortunately, feels the same way. It's not just about how much you're willing to suffer for your people, Blanca says, as if reading my mind. The king's successor has to be practical enough to see the big picture. She has to have helped the king from an early age, running scenarios for him in the control room every time he needs data for a decision. Even my sister's raised eyebrow looks smug. In other words, she can't just flounce around the colony. She can't interrupt her father during important council meetings to show him a Venus flytrap with a broken stalk. I flush. That was 10 years ago, when I was 7 and she was 8. But Blanca will never let me forget it. Just like she'll never let me forget that she's useful to the king, has always been useful to the king. And I'm not. But I refuse to let her get to me. Even if I don't have Blanca's logical mind and analytical abilities, I have my own attributes. Oh yeah, the king's successor also has to be compassionate enough to rescue the spider trapped inside that plant. I lock eyes with her dark brown ones. We weren't always rivals. Once upon a time, my sister and I played rocket ships together. She was the captain, and I was her best mate. We zoomed here to the planet Dion, hundreds of light years from Earth, and pretended we were one of the original colonists who landed on this world 70 years ago. Of course, that was before I surpassed my sister's eating ranking. Before my father, the king, announced one of us would be his successor. Before my mother passed away. In other words, a long time ago. This whole thing is ridiculous, Blanca says. I can't believe the council's even considering you. How could you possibly be successor? You can't even stand in front of a crowd without fainting. I was a kid, and I hadn't nutritioned all day. This isn't something you can learn. You either have what it takes to be successor. My sister's eyes hack into me like a cleaver. Or you don't. And you don't think I do? She doesn't answer for a moment. The air cleanser switches on. Wind blasts from the vents in the space shuttle's curved walls, picking up the aromas and carrying them outside. Well, not literally outside in the real planet, but outside in our 20 square miles of intersecting bubbles.